Hi, I'm Rebecca, and welcome to my kitchen. And yes, this really is my kitchen. Today, I'm making beef stew in the Instapot. The first thing we're going to do is I'm using a pot roast or a chuck roast. And what I'm going to do is cut it up into pieces. I've already started on it. I got some in the pot. I'm just going to brown it in the pot and cut it into chunks. I want a lot of beef in there. I like mine with a lot of beef. I got my potatoes out. I got some wonderful little sweet carrots that are going to go in it. This is a one big huge pot meal. You come home from work, you chop this stuff up and get it ready to go. It cooks in the pot all together. We're going to add some salt and pepper and a good amount of pepper because y'all know I like pepper. And we're going to get this going. And I do have my lid here that helps with the sound, number one, and number two, it's going to help everything brown up. Now, I'm going to get all the vegetables together. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a good onion. And this can just be cut up into bigger pieces. It will fall apart and get nice and tender in the Instapot, but it'll be nice and good. I add a lot of flavor, so I'm just going to roughly chop it up. I'm going to use these carrots. They're already clean, they're sweet. The only thing I'm going to do is I am going to cut them in half. The smaller pieces you have, the quicker it's going to cook. Yeah, I mean, you want this done in an hour, so you're going to cut these up into smaller pieces. You're also going to need some tomato paste. You're only going to use about a tablespoon of it. So I buy it in this tube for when I just need a tablespoon or a couple. Okay, and just keep stirring this. This is getting good and brown. I took about a pound of potatoes right here. And as you can see, I got my carrots cut, my onions cut. I'm just going to peel some potatoes up. You can use whatever you want. These are just regular Idaho potatoes. This is browning up nicely, and it's making some really good juice down there. So what I'm going to do now is just cut these up. Some of these potatoes were really, really hard. I was like, what is going on? Okay, now we have everything that we need right here. I'm going to add a couple of teaspoons of garlic powder. I gotta get a tablespoon out. Teaspoon of dried thyme. And as you can see, I have all the time I need. Put that in there. Now comes for, well, let's put the 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce right in there, leaving all those juices in there. Now what I'm going to do is I need to make some broth. And what I'm going to use is some water. And I'm just going to add a cup. Also, 1 good tablespoon of the tomato paste. And that's all that's needed there. So let me get in here, and I'm going to do a mixture of bone broth, and this is what I basically put in my beef and noodles. And some better than bouillon. This makes the best broth, and I'm going to dissolve it in about 1 cup of water. And then I'm going to take all of this stuff here, carrots, onions, and I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to cancel everything off and cancel it out. Put that down in there. Oops, I have stuff escaping. There we go. And I'm going to again add some salt and some pepper to it. And there it is. Everything's ready to go. What I'm going to do now is attach my lid. There, it's on. Everything's in place. I'm going to pressure cook for high pressure for 25 minutes. And I'm going to cancel that out. High pressure. Probably with everything, I'm going to go up to 30 minutes. That's just to get everything going. Now that's already hot, so it should come to temperature pretty quick. Then what I'm going to do is let it cook for that 30 minutes. When it goes off, I'm going to let it naturally release for 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'll quick release it. And then I'll add the remaining few ingredients and thicken up the broth, and we'll be back. Hi, I'm back, and it's perfect. I cooked it for 25 minutes. I slow released it, naturally released it for 10. Then I did a quick release, and it is done. You can see that it has its own good broth, and it's beautiful. So I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of peas, and I have these green beans open, so I'm going to toss them in there. If we're going to have stew, we might as well have some good stew. And then I took, and I have a lot of beef broth in there. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of cornstarch with 2 tablespoons of water. I put this back on the cook, which would be saute. And what I'm going to do now is just heat this up and get the peas to cook and let it thicken. It's nice and thick, and I'm just going to turn it off, and I'm just going to serve up a big plate. As you can see, Look at that. Carrots and beef, little potatoes, everything's just done. Look at that roast fall apart. Everything is ready. I have that done in less than an hour, putting everything together. If you put everything together, put it in a bag in the refrigerator. When you come home, dump everything in there, get it ready to go. You can have dinner in 25 minutes. I love my Instapot. So I hope you enjoyed it. Make you some beef stew tonight. I'll see you next time on Rebecca's Kitchen. Don't forget to like our video, share it, and please subscribe so we can continue to do this. Love you all. Bye.